This is Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store, back off New York. We're here at the Joshua Franklin press conference with Eduardinho Hearn. Eddie, how are we, mate?
Really well.
Yeah. Funny banter.
Yeah. What are you wearing today?
This is a serious piece. So I bought this on Sunday, Stone Island flagship store in New York. Shout out to geezer who worked in there, Italian bloke, lovely.
How much was that?
$4,500.
$4,500. What is that hat?
Billionaire Boys Club.
Okay. Could I wear Billionaires Boys Club, or do you think 43?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Stop it, mate.
Okay.
How are you? Are you
Fantastic.
jet lagged off the back of Vegas? You look smart, mate.
Yeah.
Have you taken the advice and packed it in a little bit? You've gone back to the suit?
No, for the last couple of days since I got back, I went New York, then I went to Vegas, and the last couple of days I've been in tracksuits.
Okay.
I put on a bit of timber in New York, I won't lie, a couple of kgs. Got back, ate well, couple of workouts, couple of long runs, couple of ice baths. As you can see, back to my unbelievable self.
Better than me. I went to play for the Sixer side last night and I was gassing after 5 minutes, so shocking performance.
Is you gassing, fan?
Gassing, Paul.
Yeah.
Edward, we're here, the press conference, Anthony Joshua versus Jermaine Franklin. Just firstly, how excited are you to see AJ back? Can we now look forward to 3 fights this year, hopefully?
I hope so, that's the plan. I mean, so excited to see him back. Franklin looks quite trim, actually, which is a little bit worrying. He's known about this fight, or the potential of the fight, for quite a long time. And everyone who fights Anthony Joshua raises their game. You know, it's the golden ticket, really, in the heavyweight division. It's a chance that if you win this fight, you're going to walk into millions and millions of dollars. And I think it's going to be a very tough fight for AJ. Looking forward to seeing him today. Looking forward to seeing Derrick James as well, which is a fantastic addition to the team. And I think I like it. And now's the time, I think, to be a bit selfish if you're AJ. You know, you've given so much. I mean, we said earlier, quite frankly, 10 years ago this year, AJ debuted at the O2. No one in this room would be where they are in boxing professionally, me included, broadcasters, everyone, without Anthony Joshua. Grassroots boxing as a whole would not be where it was. And he's not asking for a pat on the back, but he's given so much of himself, so much of his time to that. And now it's time to be selfish. Go out there, you know, lock yourself away in Texas, and he's probably quite enjoying the lifestyle. You know, go for a coffee, go for a bite to eat, go to watch a film without getting plagued every day by cameras and media and whatever it might be. So just enjoy yourself, enjoy the sport, love competing, which is what he loves to do. And I think you're going to see a great performance on April 1st, and we want to get him in a position to fight for the world heavyweight title again. And really, at the moment, all eyes, all roads just takes back to the Lion's Den.
Eddie, did this fight nearly fall through in the 11th hour? There were a few talks online that circulating. I know the presser was always planned for today, but we heard more and more that the contract weren't signed. I think that was Saturday, Sunday night. What was the sort of last couple of days like?
Really, I mean, I wasn't really, you know, I'm just really a mouthpiece these days, Parsons. So on the group chat, so obviously I saw Jermaine Franklin, you know, that fight had been sort of negotiated the terms maybe a week ago. And until it was fully decided, until everything was in place, and the contract was presented to sign, I don't know, Friday, and Dimitri was online, offline, and then I think signed it Monday morning or something like that. So I don't think it was really in doubt. There'll always be people trying to fuck things up, trying to stick their nose in, trying to stab you in the back. And it got done. So it shows you that Jermaine Franklin wanted this fight. He wanted the opportunity. They think they can win the fight. They feel like they beat Dillian Whyte. You know, they're here to win. And I think it's a very tough fight.
Does AJ have to win by knockout on April 1st?
I mean, no. I think in an ideal world, he'd have to go and make a statement, you know, and show to the world that he's a top heavyweight. I think he's just got to believe in himself and show the world how good he is. And he's an elite heavyweight. If he can win by stoppage against Franklin, I think it would be a big statement. But at the same time, we'll take the W.
Not something you'll even want to think about, but what does a loss do here for Anthony Joshua?
It makes that shot at the world heavyweight title a long, long way away, you know. AJ fights because he loves to fight, he loves to compete. It's not a money thing, it's not even a legacy thing now, although becoming world champion again would be. He does it because he loves the sport of boxing and he loves to compete. So a defeat wouldn't mean necessarily the end of his career, but it would mean that a shot at the world heavyweight title is a long, long way away, and that's the aim. He wants his belts back.
What does a win here do for Jermaine Franklin's life going forwards? I mean, we saw something recently about him sort of working in a factory or something before the Dillian Whyte fight. Now, I mean, what a crazy couple of months for him. He has the opportunity to just make himself a history maker, a star.
Yeah, and ultimately put in a great performance against Dillian Whyte. That's why he got this shot. So he's already changed his life, really, with those 2 fights. Victory here puts you in line for Usyk, puts you in line for Wilder, puts you in line for Fury, puts you in line for all those massive fights. And, you know, he's sitting on multi-million-dollar offers if he was to be successful. And that's why it's always difficult when you're Anthony Joshua, because you know everyone's coming in fired up, everyone's coming in shape, everyone's and they think they see a weakness. You know, they're looking at AJ, oh, it's a great time to fight him. Mentally, he's not there. Oh, look at what happened last time, this and that. You'll see. You'll see how good Anthony Joshua is April 1st.
Derrick James now 100% confirmed. We had a bit of back and forth, and you sort of didn't want to reveal anything without AJ being able to do it himself. The right trainer, you believe, obviously works with Charlo, Errol Spence, got an incredible stable out there. Also, as we touched on outside, he'll be able to walk around Texas, and he won't be mobbed every second of every day. A little bit of change for reality for AJ.
Yeah, I think a great trainer. You know, was he trainer of the year last year? He's a brilliant trainer, and you know, AJ liked what he saw from him, and obviously they've been in camp now for a few weeks. AJ's back to do this presser, then he'll be straight back out there. And, you know, I feel that this is a good link-up. I think the important thing that you just said there is exactly that, the ability to lead a normal life. Because people see the belts, people see the money, people see the houses. Oh, AJ's having it off. But are you happy? Are you happy that your life is under a microscope, that you've got people filming you wherever you go, that you're having to sign autographs for hours with kids waiting outside the gym, and you never really get a chance to yourself? I feel like it's taxing, and I feel like that's one of the reasons that you saw that emotion coming off the back of the Usyk fight, the responsibility that he feels have been on his shoulders for years, and the job that he's done. You know, how many people, Parsons, you've got great big stars, and you know, they're in trouble, they're doing this, they're not being great role models. They're, you know, when have you ever seen AJ behave like that? From the moment he felt the responsibility on his shoulders, he's done everything he can to give back, to be a good role model, to inspire kids. You know, you go into grassroots gyms now, you see the numbers, the volume. That wouldn't be the same without Anthony Joshua. He's inspired those kids to go in and use boxing like he did as an avenue to improve himself as a person. And now he's getting a chance to live his life over there. You know, people know him in America, but they're not going to hound him like they do over here. He's driving down the M25. He's got 4 cars following him, people leaning out the window, filming him, shouting at him. Could be support, could be abuse. It's like, you know, I think it's a nice thing for him to be able to do, and he can just focus on his boxing with Derrick James.
Craig Richards, Bolotnik's rescheduled date obviously was meant to be for Whyte Franklin. I know Craig himself has been getting pestered by Bolotnik's on DM religiously, so he's happy to get that fight over the line. Felix Cash takes on EBU champion Sagani, I believe 41, 42 years old. One of the older champions in boxing, but it's a title fight. He's mandated for it, and then looks for Ammo Williams in the summer.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, Signani, you're right, is that age, but how long has he had the European title? 4, 5 years? You know, it's a good fight for Felix Cash, and everybody wants that European title coming through. It's a fight they're going to fit in before the Ammo Williams fight. That fight is signed, it's done. And Craig Richards against Bolotnik's fantastic fight. You know, this card's going to be top draw. You've got Fabio Wardley looks to defend his British heavyweight title. Chantel Cameron could defend her undisputed world championships as well. So lots more to add, but 2 solid ones to start with.
Eddie, just a run through on Dazn. We've seen 3 new price points, so I'm going to just go through them now. Monthly saver works out at $9.99 a month, but does tie people down to a 12-month contract. We've got the flexible pass, which is $19.99 a month, obviously allowing cancellation at any time. And the annual super saver, you pay the 12 months up front, you get it for $99.99. Sorry. Yeah. But obviously you pay that as a yearly payment. A little bit of criticism from people, obviously in a financial climate, the $19.99, obviously that's the only option that gives them the option to cancel whenever they choose.
Yeah, I think really it's an effort from Dazn to really look after the loyal subscribers. Ultimately, they have found that the huge majority of their subscribers have been with them through its inception and stay every single month. And in that respect, if you are a Dazn subscriber, the price doesn't actually change, really. So what you're getting now is pay-per-view fights like Joshua against Franklin. We all know it's £24.95 on every other platform. Taylor Serrano, which would too in Ireland, which would have been pay-per-view on any other platform, as part of your £8 a month subscription. Now, if you do want to pop in and pop out, if you want to watch a little Misfits on one night, you're going to have to pay extra. we want to encourage people to be part of the platform and to enjoy great fights internationally, month in, month out, week in, week out. The reality is I believe that everybody that consistently subscribes to Dazn is happy with the value for money they're getting. Do you subscribe to Dazn?
I do.
When did you last? I mean, how long have you been a subscriber?
Well, I don't get to watch often because I'm at all the fights, so I'm a bit of an outlier.
You're what?
I'm a bit of an outlier because I'm at all the fights, so there is no point me really watching on DAZN because I'm ringside. I do have a DAZN subscription.
Okay, exactly. So you're a bad example because you're ponting a free ticket for all the shows anyway. But what I'm saying is most of these people, actually most people watching this are DAZN subscribers, and they feel they're getting value for money from their subscription. Nothing changes. What we've done now is we've improved the schedule, we've put in pay-per-view fights and taken them off pay-per-view, and really what you have to ask yourself now is, do you believe that for the rest of the year we will continue to give value? The answer is yes, absolutely. Anthony Joshua, and if you want to, Parsons, come in and come for April for the AJ fight, you're going to be paying $19.99 for Anthony Joshua against Jermaine Franklin, $24.95 on any other platform, Bam Rodriguez the week after, our show in Sheffield, Cordina against Rakimov, and probably another show. So, I mean, either way, and by the way, if you do that, then you get the choice to come and go. We want you to come and enjoy the full schedule. We've given you a great schedule to the end of May. By the way, a couple of great nights to add, potentially Canelo against John Ryder as well as part of your monthly subscription, and another fight to add to the schedule as well, and beyond that, huge fight. So for me, if you're a DAZN subscriber, nothing really changes. Yes, if you want to pop in and pop out for an AJ night or some misfits, that's the price point. But come with us, we've given you value for money and we'll continue to do so.
Just something I've read online, I said I'd ask you about it. People saying that there's no pay-per-view for this fight, and I get obviously you've got the fights with the April schedule that come with that, but do you agree, okay, yes, $24.95, the current pay-per-view price point in the UK, but do you feel like if you're paying $19.99 and you just want this month, you sort of are paying the pay-per-view price for AJ on that fight?
Yeah, but you're not. You're getting 4 other shows included. Yeah. So, but ultimately, if you just wanted to watch AJ and you don't want to subscribe to DAZN, it's going to cost you £19.99 for the month, all those fight nights, rather than $24.95 for one night. I mean, when you look at I looked at, saw someone tweet last night about, I think there's a show on Saturday, Sky Show. That's tenner on pay-per-view in America, right? So like, everyone's got their different models. For us, DAZN have consistently been providing value for money for customers. It's £7.99 a month, gone up to £8.20 a month, or £9.99. The value is unbelievable. Even if it's just AJ and Taylor Serrano, couple everything else in, as a fight fan, it's an absolute must. And we are seeing that the majority of those subscribers are loyal customers that are with us every single month. So in that respect, they're rewarded, and the fights they normally pay £25 for one night, they no longer have to do.
Eddie, let's rattle through the rest. I know we've got a bit of a queue behind us. Conor Benn, when are we going to have some clarity from Varda and the WBC?
Wait on the WBC.
Roughly how long?
We've heard that he's getting cleared. We've heard this. We wait for the final decision. I honestly don't know. I've heard. I think it was your boss. Oh no, that's another one. Said it was going to come next week, this week, or today. I've no idea. Honestly, I'm not being told it's coming today, tomorrow. I've heard it's imminent, and we wish it would hurry up.
Has Conor opened his legal proceedings with Robert Smith and the British Boxing Board of Control?
I don't know, but as I understand it, no, not yet.
Okay. Will the British Boxing Board of Control receive the evidence that VADA and WBC have? I know they chose to make no action in the 6 weeks, but...
I feel like if we're going to apply for a licence or to box it, I don't see why there's a problem with that. Obviously, a lot will be decided within the hearing as well, in terms of its confidentiality. That's something from the WBC, not Conor Benn. But don't see a problem.
Lawrence Okolie now fights David Light March 11 at Manchester Arena. Do you still have a fight with him after this? What is the situation here?
No, we have. That is, supposed to be his last fight with us. There's a lot going on behind the scenes, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. Do you still have? Well, I mean, I suppose in that proceeding does that mean that there could be a fight afterwards? You say it's the last fight, but there's stuff going on behind closed doors.
We'll see what happens. Yeah, we wish him all the best. Don't want to fall out with Lawrence. We've got our position. He's got his position. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Rematch clause dispute holding up Tank versus Garcia. We've seen from both sides really. They just want to get the fight over the line. What are your thoughts on it? Or was a third party?
Firstly, look, I've been here before, arguing. I look at Oscar on social media, and I know exactly what Al Heyman and Stephen Espinosa will be thinking, that they don't want to give him this opportunity. It's a fine line that everybody's walking. At the same time, Oscar believes, and I'm just telling you as a fan, not while someone's got inside knowledge, Oscar believes that if Ryan Garcia wins, he should be the A side in the rematch, and Golden Boy and Dazn should have the show. Obviously, Al Heyman thinks differently. I don't see that as an unreasonable request, but I guess in the past, when we've done fights with an AJ opponent, we would control the rematch promotion. But this is a fight that's a much closer 50-50, So if I look at it like that and I look at that particular dispute, I don't see the fight happening, but I hope it does.
Just a few more from me. Gennady Golovkin has vacated his IBF after the mandatory had been called. Now he's been ordered to fight for the WBA against Lara. Are you still working with him? Do you know what the situation is?
Contractually, but you never know. Obviously he's got I believe he still has fights in place with Dazn. We'd love to work with Gennady again. He's a fantastic fighter, and we'll see what happens.
Tommy Fury, no show from the Jake Paul press conference. Thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, some said he had personal issues or something like that, but he did say a while ago that he wasn't going to be there, but don't look great for the promotion.
Eubank Jr.
Sorry, go on.
I was just rattling through. Eubank Jr. looking to evoke the rematch clause.
Is he? No idea.
The use of elbows, your thoughts?
I think there's better fights out there for Chris Eubank Jr.
Adam Catterall, the Fight Disciples, they came back at our interview. I have to say, Adam, on the record, I take your comments fairly. It was Nick Pete that in fact said what I said that he said, but just your thoughts on what they said to you. I saw you put something on Instagram last night.
It's a good way to create publicity to have a pop at me. TalkSport do it all the time. Ultimately, their latest one was the Taylor Serrano thing, which was Katie deserves Croke Park, so just pay the money. Fantastic business logic, that one.
Anything else you want to pick up on?
No, I like the guys, but it's a thing now, so we've just got to have some fun with it.
Canelo versus John Ryder, finally from me. Does this land in Vegas, Mexico perhaps? Is it going to be Emirates? Where do we think?
We're still negotiating that fight. Eddie Reynoso and Sal will decide where that fight could be. Could be America, could be Mexico. We'll see.
They're the likely two, though.
I think so.
Cinco de Mayo?
Of course.
Edward, thank you very much, mate. Cheers.